Here we go. It's time for another bit of an update as to where we are. We'll start with this aeroplane. The other two are in the other hangar. Not a huge amount of progress. I've installed these rubber U-channels on the wing root fairing, and I already had done them up here on where the two upper wings meet, but I've put the rubber on those two, that one and the one on this side, glued it on. I installed, this is going to be a little bit dark, but I've installed the gasculator drain that'll come overboard through the cowl, through that rubber grommet, where I'll get it up the right way, we might do a bit better, where it says fuel test. This was a bit tricky to organise, getting fittings that will actually go together. They're basically national pipe thread, NTP. I've still got to lock wire that bail on the gasculator. But that's about all the work that's really happened on this aeroplane. The physical work outside here. The actual work didn't stop there. I've also started the paperwork, and one of those things was to get a noise certificate, a noise exemption certificate or something it's called, where you need to supply a whole bunch of detail to get the aeroplane to where it's noise exempt, or whatever it's called. If you can't do that, then it's okay. You can still fly the aeroplane to do the testing, and then supply the information. But I didn't want to do that. I just want to get it out of the way. So I've applied for it. Hopefully, it's been accepted. What I've asked for has been accepted. One of the viewers supplied me with his data. One of the people on this channel supplied me with his data. You might have seen me asking for it on the Murphy page. But anyway, I don't actually believe that information I was given, but it doesn't matter. It's information and it's traceable back to someone else. So if they really want to get upset about it, I can actually say, look, here's the information and here's where I got it from. They won't ask for it. That's one thing. The second thing is I have requested an increase in maximum takeoff weight, which the application has been submitted, and I'm just waiting now for a reply. Because the aeroplane's in the experimental category, you get to nominate the gross weight or the maximum takeoff weight yourself. That's how it is. Unfortunately, I asked for that increase in weight. I didn't ask for it. I registered the aeroplane with and added a margin, put it that way, to the maximum takeoff weight. Well, it turns out the margin wasn't quite enough. So I've had to go back to civil aviation and request an increase, and that's a more difficult process. But anyway, it's done, and let's see what the answer is. It might take a little while to get that answer back. But anyway, that's where we are with this aeroplane. Not too much else to do. One thing I can do and I haven't done is do a duplicate flight control inspection. I can do that sort of any time I feel like. That's I'll get one of my neighbours to come over and cast their eye over the flight controls for the aeroplane, which is purely to make sure that things are lock-wired if they're meant to be lock-wired, that they're within tolerance, that you get the travels on your flight controls, and also on the throttle, because the throttle is a flight control, and it's good. So there shouldn't be any problem about getting it. But that's one thing I can do. I can also raise the actual logbook for the aeroplane, because I've got all the information that I need for the logbook entries. I can now raise the logbook, and one of the entries will be duplicate flying control inspection completed with 2 signatures on them. It'll be mine and somebody else's. So that's where we are. Not a lot of physical movement. The big deal was last week, I think it was, when I did the engine run. And I tell you what, this engine's got some serious horsepower. At 3,300 RPM, it is a serious amount of thrust from that prop. I'm really impressed with it. But anyway, let's take a walk over to the other hangar, and we'll have a bit of a look at where we are with the other 2 aeroplanes. Righto. We can start here, I guess. My 2-stroke powered lawn wheelbarrow, almost. This engine has got to go in there. I've never really discussed what's going on with this engine, and I don't really want to get into that right now. Maybe I will later in this video. But this little engine needs to come out. There's an issue in this back half of the engine from here back in that direction. Something came adrift in the rotating parts and cut the daylights out of the stationary parts, which is basically your power generation and your ignition. Not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. I can't change those parts with the engine installed. So all I'm going to do is take this engine out, put it in the wheelbarrow, put the wheelbarrow one in here, and see if I can't make it go. I want this aeroplane back in the air again. It's annoying me. So that's where we are with that. The gearbox is off. That's the hardest part of doing the engine change, is removing the gearbox. You've got to do it properly, or otherwise you'll do damage to the engine or to the gearbox itself. Probably more likely the engine. Everything looks good in the gearbox. I'm quite happy with that. It'll obviously be cleaned up and that before I put it back together. And as far as I know, this engine is good, but if it's not producing sparks and electricity at the right time and the right place, then it's not worth anything. So I want to get this engine rebuilt. But like I said last week, I think I need to mortgage the house first before I can afford a rebuild on a 582. Rosie's aeroplane. Now, where are we with Rosie's aeroplane? It's running extremely well. I really haven't got into the testing phase. That's now, from now on, I will be doing the flight testing. I wanted to get it running properly first, which it sort of ran when it felt like it properly. Had a fair bit of vibration. We redid tracking on the prop. That's sort of the vibration problem out. Obviously, it wasn't tracking properly. Otherwise, it's a damn fine aeroplane, as most Renegades are. Very fine indeed. I'm enjoying flying it. I went, did a big cross country the other day for about 20 miles and back. That's not a bad run. That was to check the fuel flows, and I think it calculated out about 14 litres an hour at cruise. So that's not a bad effort. But yeah, it starts easy, runs well. You know, it should do. It's virtually a new engine. The engine's got less than 40 hours on it. So it's fine. Everything else is going good. I even put some lube on the aileron system, the elevators as well. That's probably, actually I haven't flown it since, but it's probably dripping oil all over the place underneath. I tend to over oil and then wipe off the excess. But that's it. Now, I've got quite a few other things on this week, so I may get back to the aeroplanes, or I may not. I'm really not sure how we're going to go with that. But hopefully we'll have a little bit more next week. And I've got paperwork to do. I'm not going to video me here. Here's me signing the logbook or whatever. So anyway, hope you're doing well. You know the rules about getting your feet off the ground if you can. I will get my feet. I've been a bit of a pig. The last couple of weeks probably. I've flown Rosie's aeroplane a lot, short flights, but a lot. I've flown the RV a couple of times. Actually, I flew last night in the RV. Now I tried to get some footage. I don't think it turned out very well. I will have a look at it. If it's worthwhile, I'll put it in the video now. But it's probably not worth posting. And it was lovely. The end of the day here is not too flash for the Renegade because it's starting to get cool. And I've ordered a balaclava because I can't find mine. Matter of fact, I've ordered a couple so that I can afford to lose one. Yes, it's from about 3 o'clock in the afternoon onwards, it starts to cool off. But the RV doesn't seem to mind. You just pull the heater on and away you go. And I was flying around yesterday about 7,000 feet, thereabouts, and it wasn't cold at all. But 7,000 feet in the Renegade, you'd pick up on it. You'd definitely notice. But anyway, so yeah, I don't really want to back off on what I've been doing. So, yeah, you'll see me, maybe see me flying a bit more. But anyway, that's it for now. Get your feet off the ground if you can, and I'll catch up with you next week. Hopefully I'll have a little bit more to add to this video, but just in case we don't, get your feet off the ground. Bye now. Well, here it is, Friday afternoon. I'll try and get this video out in a few minutes. A little bit of progress. The engine's been removed from this Renagade, and it's been brought over here. There's the engine that's going to go in it, and I've actually just been swapping the accessories from one engine to the other. I haven't pulled this to pieces yet, but this is the part that failed, not the exact part. The part that failed is completely damaged. Something went around and whizzed around inside this stator, knocked all the tops off the stators and did some damage. That's still in the engine. It's not just a simple matter of replacing that. I still will. I'll take this apart and remove the stator out of here, but I really want to get this engine rebuilt. I want to send it away and get it done properly, and then I'll probably put that engine back in the aeroplane. Of course, the wiring on this aeroplane, and of course the trailer plug as well. If you find a Renegade with a trailer plug, that'd be nice. But otherwise, I've got to work out what each of those wires does, and put the correct type of connectors on there. But that's where we're at. Going for a little fly tomorrow, so I spent a fair proportion of the day getting the RV nice and clean and tidy and ready to head out tomorrow. So yeah, that's what's going on. I still don't have, oh, for God's sake, I still don't have all the paperwork back for the radial aeroplane yet. It'll turn up when it turns up. That's all there is to it. So that's where we are. Have a really nice weekend. The weather should be good Saturday here. Sunday's not so flash, but anyway, we're getting there. Hopefully it's a little bit better a little bit more to report next Friday night or Saturday morning when you're watching this. Otherwise, I'll see you then. Bye now.